Well, there are two main impacts. First is the awareness. So there has been an increase in awareness of what the data protection rights are, how to exercise them, who are the data protection authorities. And the second one, of course, is the issue of the fines. Fines have increased up to 30% in France, and they have doubled in Belgium, and similar figures have spread also in other similar countries around the European Union. The implementation of the GDPR in the European Union against the big tech giants has been a bit unequal. It has some impact. We had a lot of big fines against Google, some cases against Facebook, but it's actually quite interesting that the Data Protection Authority in Ireland has not issued a single fine since the implementation of the GDPR. So we see that there's a need for more enforcement from this DPA and many others, and to reinforce the staff of the data protection authorities all across the EU, so they can investigate more in these cases and issue more fines if needed. It depends how this artificial intelligence or facial recognition is deployed. If it's in the public space and it's under a national security exception, for example, then the GDPR will not apply. In which case we would have the states regulating autonomously on this issue. So generally I believe that there is a need to have a ban on facial recognition in the public space, unless there's a clear need of this measure and there's a proportionality, and that the impact on fundamental rights is not as big as we expect. So generally I think that that's not possible. It's not possible to have facial recognition in public spaces without impacting seriously fundamental rights. So in the meantime, we should not deploy it in our states. There are many problems associated with the facial recognition technologies. The main one being that even though we can protect our accounts with good passwords, or we can encrypt our phones, there's no way that we can encrypt our faces. We are continuously exposed out there. If facial recognition is deployed, we could be constantly controlled and surveilled by public and private entities. So it poses big concerns regarding privacy, freedom of expression, freedom of assembly, and many other fundamental rights. Generally, they need to understand that they are dealing with quite sensitive data, because it's not only about the face, but where they are, where they're traveling to, with whom they're talking, who are they meeting. So I would say generally they need to have a very strong data protection impact assessment on the practices that they are already deploying, if they are deploying any such practices, and prevent the loss of the data, encrypt all the communications, and generally ensure that there is no, of course, data breaches of such sensitive data.